morning, afternoon, night. This is We Are Not Prepared, and we are your hosts, Byron
and Mark Ivy.
And it's time for We
Are
Not
Prepared.
Woohoo! Hello, my fellow white blind man.
Hello, my senior, dark, wise man.
I don't know how wise I am today.
Why?
I don't know. It just doesn't feel...
So you can wake up and feel wise?
Some days I just wake up and I feel wise. Other days, I am barely making it out of bed.
Well, you're 100 years old.
That's why. Although I have been exercising.
What do you do?
I have been lifting weights, cardio, and walking.
You get a runner's high or a walker's high?
I just get high and then I do it, so
you're back on the wagon.
Woo! We have two guests today, don't we?
We do.
We have WW Wendy Wilson.
Hello.
What's your middle name?
Lynn. So I'm a WLW.
We don't like that.
Welcome back to 92.1 WLW, the sound.
That would be awesome. I want my own radio
Wendy.
station. That would be cool.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So, are you nervous about being with us?
Nah.
That's too bad.
Do blind and black people make you nervous? What's going on, Wendy?
I hope not. Otherwise, I'm in real trouble in this room, right?
You are. You are. You have we have everything. We have blindness here, blackness, whiteness. Now, are you a cross-dresser?
Not typically.
Okay, dang it.
You know.
Don't knock
I'm
it till you
boring.
try it.
I'm telling you.
I just want to have the whole
I
gamut
shouldn't,
covered.
I shouldn't
Speaking
hang
of
with you
cross-
fun people.
Speaking of cross-dressing,
Yeah, Leon the Jokester live in studio today.
Wow.
Leon, good to have you, brother.
And thanks for having me, Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club. Do we have do our sponsors get us breakfast yet, Byron? I see we can pay for a videographer, but we can't get a sponsor to get us a little green room with some little yummies.
I need some
that's
Reese's
a good
Puffs.
idea. That is a good idea. Food. We need food. Leon, so
Yes.
you're from Tulsa, correct?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Right now I'm retired.
Are you?
I'm a retired man in Tulsa.
You're only like 20 years old.
I know, that's what they say. But I had a job at one time, but now I just freelance, do some comedy here and there. But I'm real talk, like I'm retired as of 2016. And so I go to comedy clubs, and they don't pay in comedy clubs.
They don't?
No, they ain't paying. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he goes
retired.
he goes where the real money is. Churches.
You
You can get food in those churches.
Churches will book me and do some shows. Nonprofits check me out, and so whoever's interested,
Yeah.
But I can't just say, yeah, I'm making $1 billion a month,
So give me a church joke that you would do.
Can I do the one?
Do the one?
The one we were just talking about. The Dahmer.
I don't know what the one is, so I want to
Is
hear
it okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Byron,
Let's
hold on.
ask Wendy. Wendy, is it okay?
It is fine with me.
She just said
Go
she'd
for
eat
it.
an ear.
Okay, then she's definitely in. Okay, so you guys asked for it. So I'm going to ask you guys this question, and then I will tell the joke. Do you think Jeffrey Dahmer made it into heaven?
Coin flip, but no. What about you, Byron?
Maybe.
Wendy?
I'm thinking 7 levels of purgatory.
Okay.
He's living it. He's like having to go through all those steps.
Okay. Well, we already know that he ate people. He ate people's flesh and whatnot. And so when the police found him dead, they found his favorite scripture in his pocket, and it was, it was that scripture that will define if he really made it into heaven or not. And that scripture is in John 6, verse 54. Whoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life. So I think he made it, you guys. Byron, give it up for him. I think he made it. I think he's like the investigator. Like, I don't know. He gave me the Paul Mooney look.
Dude, he's in the Hall of Fame of serial killers, like the first one ever to get into heaven, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know, because in America everyone's like, well, I'm mad because he was eating people. But then
Leon.
Yeah.
This is what you open up with at churches?
Is that not genius? Dude, that's really doing the Lord's work. Bringing Dahmer into the church.
I mean,
come on.
think about that. Jeffrey Dahmer needs forgiveness just like everyone else. So I figured we got to forgive Jeffrey.
That speaks right to you, Byron. You said that I when we talked about him, I forget exactly what I said, but you said that it could your mindset is it could easily be you.
They could easily be me. So true.
Jeffrey or the victims?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Actually, both. Actually, I believe that I'm a part of everybody and everything.
Why?
Why? I just think that we're all connected. And so there's pieces of me that can be the worst of people, and there's pieces of me that can be the best of people. And I think that rests in all of us. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Wendy.
You just said you could be Dahmer. Newsflash, we're talking about you now.
So true. That's true. So true.
Wendy, what do you do for fun? Do you tell jokes at churches?
Oh, no, definitely not. I would be like the worst joke teller ever. Yeah. I forget punchlines. It's really bad. It's really, really bad.
Let me tell you, because I know Wendy, not like biblically new, but I know Wendy.
No, we don't know each other that way. Not in God's way.
We don't know each other in God's way. But I do know that Wendy is a great music fan. And funk, try and zing her on something funk 80s and 90s.
Oh, that's going to be probably pretty easy for them to do that.
You do?
I know the lyrics once the music starts.
You do?
But I don't know that I know everybody who the artists are or anything.
Okay, word up.
You want me to start singing along? What is
Who did word up?
Oh my gosh. See, this is bad. I can't remember. I can't remember. Up, up, everybody say. Yeah, I know the song. I just don't know who. I can't think of the guy who sang it.
It was a group.
Okay, the guys
The guys.
who sang it.
In sync.
No,
Do you
it
know
definitely
any
wasn't in
funk,
sync.
Mark?
I mean, just like your
80s, 90s?
not 80s, 90s. I mean, rattle some off.
Well, let me go earlier. So 70s, 80s. So Rick James.
That's,
I love
really.
some Rick James.
Rick James.
I'm Rick James.
Cameo.
Darkness.
Cameo.
How
Did some
about
good stuff.
Parliament Funkadelic. Who would not have you?
No, I haven't.
Are you a
George Clinton?
George Clinton, yeah.
George Clinton.
No Atomic Dog. No.
So tell me your journey a little bit there.
Yeah, let's get out of that real quick.
Yeah, that was a bad topic. Sorry.
I was trying to figure out the music thing. I will like. So you play the instrument?
Oh no, I don't play. I just like to sing the lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and my husband's always like, "Do you have to sing every freaking song that's ever been on the radio?" I was
Wendy,
like, "I'm sorry."
language, please.
Okay,
I said freaking.
So, Brick House. Let's hear you sing that.
She's a brick house. She's mighty, just letting it all hang out. Oh yeah, everybody knows that song.
You gotta get into that. You gotta get into that house though.
That's a gated community house. She was singing. That's how they sing it in the gated community. Right? My credit score just went up. And I didn't do nothing.
That's hysterical. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give you another one.
Can you tell
now.
how red I am right now? I don't know if anybody
No.
can see that on the radio, but
Is that a blind joke?
Aha!
Oh my goodness.
That will not be tolerated in here, Wendy.
Cut that out. Cut it out.
This is the room of tolerance.
I'll say.
It's not feeling very tolerant right now, but I'm just saying.
Except by Mark.
Hey, I just wanted to like set a tone that Leon and I will not stand for that type of stuff.
Okay.
Now, Leon, have you
No
been
more blind
blind your
jokes.
whole life?
No, sir. 2016, I was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa. And everybody on my mother's side is completely blind. All my uncles, aunties, grandma, everybody. And so it hit me in 2016. I was working, I put in about 10 years as a case manager, helping people with developmental disabilities. And then when RP hit me, I had to sit down.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Be humble.
Yeah, sit down, Kendrick. So after that happened, and then I picked up the mic and started making people laugh. And it's been going well ever since.
Was it a way that you kind of dealt with? Because Mark's like an angry person. So is it a way for you to deal with your anger, you think, or just losing your sight and the frustration? Or
No, there hasn't been any anger or frustration.
hear
because
that, Mark?
None whatsoever. Mark.
By the way, we are Team RP. I got RP too, but evidently Leon seems to be handling it a little better. So go on, sir. I'll take notes.
Well, there's only two paths you could take when you are afflicted with a disability. You can either find joy in it or the anger. And so I chose the joy side, and I think that's one of the reasons why everything's been opening up for me. And just being able to impact everybody's life with humor has been working for me. So
that's the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, because I use the joy too to quiet the anger, because if you don't, the demons come out.
Yeah.
And that's just human.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But you don't have to give in to whatever those emotions are. I like that. But it also leaves room to say that there are a few humans in the world that don't have to go down that pathway. So then that's a good balance. Because some people will, Mark. Some people will be, oh, I'm angry. I'm mad at everybody because this happened to me. And then other people are like, oh, this is life. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's
now,
do
have
this.
you always had a sense of humor?
Yes.
So you've always been like a jokester.
Yes, always. And
How much trouble did you get in school?
Not too much, because I was I don't know, like a in the closet type of jokester. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna tell you this joke, but after the bell rings, meet me outside before the bus leaves.
Leon thought the class clown were hacks. He's like, that's not funny.
Yeah.
You're back there writing the real funny stuff.
Well, you gotta understand. My mother, my biological mother, Pat Purley, sometimes she'd beat me like a runaway slave if I got that phone call from a principal. So I stayed on my P's and Q's.
So you did. So yeah, I didn't stay in the closet. Now, do you use joy to keep your demons down, Wendy?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
What are
I
your
mean,
demons?
I think everybody has. Well, I've got demons. Everybody has demons. I mean, I grew up in a really nice family. Nothing really to complain about. But then, I've got depression issues, like a lot of people, and sometimes that rears its ugly head, and you got to really talk yourself out of it. But and it makes me mad because I have nothing to be depressed about technically. So, that just gets it worse. Just makes it worse. You get down that rabbit hole.
You get guilty because why am I depressed? And
Yeah, why do I? Yeah, I have no reason to be sad at this moment in time. And there's so many people that have so many other issues going on in their lives that are so much more complicated and devastating and all of that kind of thing. And it makes you hate yourself even more because you're feeling bad about yourself and your situation when you really have nothing to feel bad about. So that's tough. I mean, I've dealt with depression since my early 20s, and every once in a while it just rears its ugly head, and happened a couple of weeks ago, and Byron was part of that process for me.
I caused it.
No, he's a good sounding board. But
You're causing it again right now.
Mine is funny. Mine is more anxiety than depression. So I just get really anxious about, like I could be laying in bed and wake up and I'm just.
And you don't know why?
Well, I know what, but my head will just start going, and I can't stop that.
But you don't know what triggers that?
No.
Yeah, I relate, and Leon, you might relate to this too, but since you said something like imposter syndrome almost, where your life, is good. You grew up like all these things. Me too. And with vision loss, obviously NewView is the largest employer of folks who have low vision and blindness. So I get to meet a lot of different blind people with a lot of different stories. And there's stories that immediately are just like, what do you have to be upset about, Mark? Like, why are you?
Yeah.
And it can be a tool for me that gets me out of certain funk, but it also is like this, like you said, it makes it sometimes worse because then you're like, well, what am I?
Yeah.
It's a head trick. Do you ever deal with that, Leon?
Well, I think too. I have to say this. I wasn't born blind, so I would have went down a different path. But the fact that it happened to me in my 30s, it's almost like by the age of 33, you've seen a lot and you've done a lot. So it's almost like, oh, okay, so now the rest of my life is like being a senior citizen 30 years in advance. So it's like, okay, what am I missing out there? The reason why you get frustrated is because you feel like you're missing something. I don't miss car accidents. I don't miss police brutality. I don't miss any of those things that can actually cause me to be in more trouble because of vision impairment. I don't have to worry about that stuff. So I don't know. It's just, I've seen enough. And so at 33, when it happened, I'm 39 now, but when it happened at 33, I was just like, okay, it is what it is. We're going to keep pushing forward.
So have you experienced police brutality?
I had two situations that were pretty intense when I was an ORU student. Leaving, I was a residential counselor helping kids get out of gangs, and I was coming home one night, and they pulled me over at 71st and South Lewis. And all I remember them saying was, "This is your last warning to get out the car." I was like, "What happened to the first warning?" And so
when the lights went on. That was your first warning.
Yeah.
Like
So
I whispered it.
Yeah. So basically, I get out and hands in the air. It's very embarrassing. You 71st and South Lewis. If you're in Tulsa, that's a busy street. And he actually told me to get in the front seat, and he asked me, "Where were you headed?" I was like, "Well, officer, I'm coming from helping kids get out of gangs, and I'm an ORU student." And he didn't really believe that I was a college student, so I said, "Can I prove by showing you my student ID, but I have to go into my pocket?" And I said that about 3 times to him. He was like, "Okay, go in your pocket." And I pulled it out, showed him, and then it was like his demeanor changed. He said, "Oh, where you going? What's your major?" I said, "Print journalism." And so
I'm going to write a story.
I'm going to write a story on this guy.
Now that you know all this, guy, why did you pull me over?
Yes.
Do you know why? Or was there something you were doing to get pulled over?
No, officer. No, Officer Mark. Mark Cuban in the house, everyone from Dallas.
Son, do you know why I'm stopping you, fo?
Easy colors. So after that,
Jay-Z.
Yeah. It was basically, he said I was out past the curfew. I didn't know Tulsa had a curfew. I know ORU has a curfew, but so yeah, he let me go. He said, keep up the grades and all that good stuff. And then I went back to campus. And then before I left St. Louis to come down here, I was leaving the movie theaters and another cop pulled me over and he said the same thing. He was like, "Where are you headed?" I said, "Officer, I'm headed home and I leave this weekend to move to Tulsa, Oklahoma." He said, "For what?" I said, "For college. I'm going to ORU." He said, "Oh, really?" And he went back, ran my numbers. Everything was cool. He said, "Do well in college." And he let me go. So that's my experience. It's just the stereotypes, but
I was actually thinking yesterday, I was talking to my daughter about this, that it's kind of funny with stereotypes because, like, the way we set our system up, if I see a group of teenagers that are black or Hispanic, we are geared to think that they're doing something bad. And what made me think of this is because my daughter lives at campus at OU. And so I asked my daughter, I said, do you ever have police over here at the apartments? And she says, no, I've never seen one. And I said, isn't that interesting? Because there we make the assumption that no one is breaking the law. But you could have a million crooks in there breaking the law. But we just go on the assumption, well, this is where we're going to have trouble. And so we just kind of judge people based on these assumptions we make. Yep. You're nodding your head.
Yeah. No, it's totally true. I mean, and not anywhere close to what you had to go through. But, I've been pulled over before, not like going 2 miles over the speed limit. And they literally took my license, did the whole bit. And this was a long time ago when I was in my 20s. So a lot different circumstances back then. But I was on my way to college. And, and the guys, they just wanted to get a better look. I really honestly think that's what it was, because he had another partner in the car with him. They were looking at my ID and they were making, you could tell that they were having a conversation. And it just so happened that the class I was going to was like a family and marriage class at OSU OKC. And the guy who was my professor, my teacher at the time, worked for the police station. And he was like a sergeant, and he was like, why are you late to my class? And I told him, I was like, I got pulled over. He goes, for what? And I said, 2 miles over the speed limit. He goes, what? He said, talk to me after class. And so I, told him the situation. He goes, did you get the guys' names? And I said, yeah. And he was like, I want those. And he goes, because I know that was so not necessary. They pulled you over because you were a young, cute girl. They wanted to get a better look, which is so weird because that's so not police brutality in essence. But I made sure I pulled up in a very noticeable place. I had no idea. They said that, they were like, oh, you saw us back there. And I was like, no, they were hiding behind buildings. I mean, it was like very sketchy. And had it not been in the middle of the day, I think I would have been really, really scared. Because you just assume when you're younger and a female that, right. Number one, you need to protect yourself, but then two, that the police are there to protect you, and then you find out later on, as all these stories have been coming out about, people getting, being asked to do things on the side of the road to get out of going to jail or getting a ticket or anything like that, then you're like, dang, that could have been me. But I can't imagine driving down the street and feeling like I was a target all the time. I think that's a scary thought.
How about this for a scary thought? I deserved to get pulled over because I rolled a stop sign. It was at night, and the lights flash on. This is my last year of driving. Should not be driving, especially at night. With RP, we don't see at night. That's like the first thing to go. And so I was like, oh, no. And I was to the point where I couldn't, unless there was like a restaurant or a lit up entrance, I couldn't tell where to turn in. So I kind of just kept going. I was like, I don't know where to pull over for this guy. Luckily, I saw the blinker in front of me and this car pulled in the neighborhood. So I just followed that car. And then the cop came up and he goes, why I stopped you? Why I stopped you? I was like, the stop sign. But I couldn't see the cop the entire time. And so, like, when he handed my, license back in, I had my little dash light. It's just like this, floating license just came in. I was just like, he doesn't know that I cannot see him.
Well, I told you, Mark, earlier today, that's what happened to me. That was when I said, man, I'm done with driving because my RP is getting worse. And I was by Holland High School, and I was like, why is the traffic stopped? And so I went around, and when I went around, I almost killed a cop on accident. And he all I remember is looking in the rear view, and he threw his arms up in the air, and I just knew he was calling the SWAT team, backup, FBI, IRS.
Did you hit him at all?
No, it was a close one.
What happened after that?
Yeah, had I hit him, I would be in San Quentin right now.
True.
What is this wrong? Hello, America.
Maybe you got away. I don't
Straight
know.
to jail, man. Straight to jail.
Stop because our first segment is coming to an end. But I would like to say, I bet no one out there listening now feels safe driving. This has been Byron Jackson and
John Candy.
We'll be back for part 2. for we are
Not
prepared. Welcome back to We
are
Not
pregnant. Prepared.
We are not pregnant. We are definitely not pregnant.
That'd be wild.
We didn't get to say thank you to Wendy, who did a very nice job until you booted her out.
We do love Wendy, and I did not boot her out. She had somewhere to go.
She got her tax return. She's going shopping.
Yeah.
That's coming.
What do you guys do with your tax return? We're back, by the way, with Leon the Jokester. Leon, he's in Tulsa. Byron, obviously, Possibilities Inc., which is this studio where I'm with New View, and Leon the Jokester and myself are going to be trying to make some people laugh at some laugh at us two blind folks for our New View luncheon.
You ready?
I am ready.
Hey.
We're going to give people permission to laugh at blind people for about 20 to 25 minutes.
I don't think we should give them permission. They need to sign a contract. Because I'm still waiting for my 40 canes and a mule.
That's all a blind man wants. 40 canes and a mule.
Yeah,
40 canes and a mule.
Now that's the American dream.
Now, when you do, so if you're a blind comedian, I don't know, so I'm asking, do you make fun of blind people or people that are sighted? Or neither?
I'll let Leon take this one.
Oh no, mine is self-deprecating. One thing you can never offend anyone if you're talking about yourself for some odd reason in life, and so I never put the flashlight or spotlight on anybody in the crowd. To be honest, it's just this is my life. This is what it is. Put your donations in the bucket.
I agree. I agree. That's for me. Like, for instance, you probably don't care, Leon, but I was looking at my socks just now during the break, and I have on different colored socks. And so I have sight, and I still can't manage to put on a pair of socks that are the same color.
Yeah. 2 days ago, I had my T-shirt on backwards for the whole day. And so, and my wife, 20/20 vision, never told me. What's that about? Yeah. Never told me. So I'm going around, but I don't go too many places, so it's all good. It's all good.
What do you know this sock?
He can't see it.
He can see a little bit. Don't you tell us what we can and can't see, Byron.
Wow.
So you remember the anger part I was talking about?
Yeah, it's rising
it's
up.
Real,
it's manifesting. I've never seen a white man that mad. This is cutting edge. Call Al Sharpton.
What just happened?
We were being funny, and you missed the laugh.
I just appeared in a room after my jaw's tense. I felt like I got angry for a second. Anyway, we're back. Whew.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
And so you had a blackout.
I guess.
I guess we would call that a whiteout.
Yeah, that's
You know what? I don't know if I like the temperature in here.
White man can't jump.
I know.
I can get about a phone book high, Leon.
Man.
That's what we should do. We should see our verticals on stage.
We should. I'll be Wesley Snipes and you.
Yeah, you just feed me the ball in the perimeter. I'll drain them. I'll feed you down low, and we'll take some money from people.
It's uncommon for you to shoot the ball. You're supposed to pass it to me.
I can throw you some dimes.
Yeah,
I'll feed you.
Come on, John Stockton.
Hey, I'll tell you this: when the cure does come, let's not tell anyone. And the folks who know we're blind or we can still fake it. That's how we can start hustling folks on the court.
They say it's about 800,000, 4 shots in each eye. Well, you think that's true?
So I've heard. I heard a $500,000 per injection. So you're saying 800,000 times 4?
Well, that was at the flea market. Flea market, they got the best prices. I ain't gonna pay full price. Do I look like I have a 401k? I want the discount.
Dude, you're retired. You should have a nest egg. What did you spend it on, Leon?
The old man over here has just drifted into stories about on basketball. So I used to play basketball.
Okay.
But I was not. It was exercise mostly, but I would play in pickup games all the time. So I was actually doing some work for the Department of Rehabilitation in Arkansas at the university. So I was with the president, and I said, "Do you have a gym here where I could go play basketball?" He says, "I'll just give you a pass over to our rec center." So I go in. There's 9 white guys there getting ready to play a game. I make 10. They start fighting over who gets me because I'm the only black guy and I'm coming to play basketball. So they split the teams up and I go to this team. We play a game. They're trying to give me away. And so,
So they want you, then you get on there and stink.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were sold to which team? Every black person has played in the NBA before, but since I'm blind, it stands for National Blind Association.
There you go.
So I'm in the NBA.
NBA.
Yeah.
Now, do you have children?
One son. His name is Jared Purley. Jared.
How old is Jared?
12.
Oh, teenage.
Yes, man. About to go into 7th grade, man. So...
And you mentioned, am I dreaming that you said he won't be?
Yeah, he's been tested, man. No RP will ever touch his eyes, so he will be driving me around. He's my Uber driver, and so I'm excited about that, man. That it skipped over, so that's a true blessing.
Yeah, now you're right, because now he can do whatever you want him to do.
Yeah,
You guys want to play a game?
So Saul.
Is it go out and vote?
Hey, that vote passed. Everyone's gonna have to keep getting high illegally.
Oh my goodness, man.
Which, let's be honest, that's the best way. There's nothing fun about doing something sketchy when it's legal. Then it's lame.
It is. And I was, because since I don't do it anymore, I don't care anymore. Are you going to play my game or not?
Yes, let's play your game.
Okay. So, you know how, like, as you get older, you get scars and wrinkles, correct?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, I think that each of those scars, if, like, you touch your scar or you touch a wrinkle, they tell a story because something happened to you to cause. So it made me start feeling myself for scars, not just in general, but feeling around for scars on myself.
Yeah.
So
Look at that scar right across my belly.
okay, tell the story of that. Tell the story of what
Guards. Guards. I need a new cell.
There's a blind man showing his nipples and scar belly.
Okay, so what's the story with that? What happened?
It was a double hernia when I was born.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of my intestines were all tangled up and they had to get in there and yeah, they told my mom what was going to happen or what the options were, and she said, "What's the second option?" And the doctor said, "Well, the second option is take him home and watch him die."
Man,
I was like, "Dadgum."
Well,
you had a double? I had one.
You've inspired me. You showed your scar. I'm going to show mine.
By the way, that scar is 2 inches long these days.
Yours looks really okay. Here's mine. Zach is getting this.
Can I feel it? Because I can't see it very well.
Here you go.
Hey, hold on. Let Leon get a little
Guards. I said guards.
There we go. There, it's right there.
Oh, it's gonna be a soccer
Where are
player.
the?
It's gonna be a soccer player.
What type of podcast prison is this? I said guards.
We said fill the belly.
You were next, Leon. So that guy.
No. My lawyer said I got probation. I ain't next. I don't even care what Jamal said. And I definitely don't care about Woody Harrelson right here. Oh my goodness, man! I've seen American Me. You can't fool me. Wow.
Leon, can I tell about my scar?
Yeah. Do a double scar since I'm not showing anything. Show them your feet. And
This game rules.
So mine was, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Okay. And so that was when that scar was when they took my prostate out. And they did it with a computer laser. So there wasn't even a person cutting on me.
Is that called micro or something? Anyway, sorry, go on.
But they just zipped it right out of there. So that was it. So I'm very glad because I don't have cancer anymore.
oh man, that's a blessing.
All right, your turn, Leon. You don't have to show anything, but did we make you think of something?
Yeah. What's the number to 911?
Yeah.
Sarah Fry!
What
Sarah
kind of sick game?
White people always want to disappear in the boardroom. Sarah Fry! Come on down here. Oh my goodness, man. Let me stand up and show my scar.
All right, we got it.
Woo! We get naked in this room, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, this
man.
is Magic Mike in this.
Okay. So my scar is what my black people have gone through for over 400 years.
There you go. Oh, that's a. Hey.
I'm here to represent. That's my scar, man. The struggle is real.
Hey. So his scar said Black Wall Street.
Black Wall Street, man.
Massacre.
Beat that prostate cancer.
Man.
That is true.
I just want to say that was my scars that I've been able to heal from the years and years of the struggle. The struggle is real, and I'm here. I'm still standing. Like Antoine Fisher said, I'm still standing, I'm still here, and I'm pushing forward. That's my scar.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Blind
lives that was
matter.
Actually...
blind lives matter.
Blind lives matter.
It's pretty interesting on the Black Wall Street, just that was called a riot up until a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And they switched it to actually say that it was a massacre because nobody was fighting back. It was just...
Yeah, it happens, man. But I love this, man. I love this dynamic, man. Like, just us being able to come together and be able to share our stories, because we all have a story.
Yeah.
You know, and I just believe with all the different things that we've gone through, you know, we got to, you know, be overcomers at all times. You know, I was sharing with Mark, you know, backstage that, you know, I was a junior at Oral Roberts University, and I was still on a 9th grade reading, math, and English level. Like, that's crazy. And so, but I wanted to be the first person to graduate out of the family tree. Mm-hmm. And so it just really, really like pushed me to study and work hard. I had about 7 tutors, but I got through. Wow. And so that's one of my biggest things. Maybe my brain was scarred a little bit from childhood trauma, but we pushed through and we made it. So I'm happy, man.
Well, I have a question about that. So, I've had some doctors and other folks tell me, like my dad included, some like my dad has RP, didn't hit him till really his 40s, right? Mm-hmm. But when he reflects back on his struggles in school, he can pinpoint certain things that other people weren't having problems with, and it would always just immediately be like, well, you're just on a lower reading level. You're just it's an intelligence thing. Mm-hmm. Do you think you were dealing with RP at some, like, because it's hard when I think back of high school and college, like I couldn't read textbooks the way other folks could because I was so. Even though I had a lot more sight then, I would read them, but it was took so much energy reading it that I couldn't retain it. And then I was so against accepting my blindness. I was like, I don't need special audio, text or whatever, people taking notes. So I just hurt myself. But do you think that had anything to do with it?
No.
So
but,
you're okay. Yeah, I was trying to bail you out.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah, no need to bail out. This is all authentic.
I love you, Leon.
No, that wasn't it, man. That wasn't it.
It's like,
but it was a good experience, man. It taught me a lot. I remember my senior year in high school. You have to take the proficiency test, and like, man, I had to take. I think I took the math like 9 times. And so what happened was it was so bad that, the teacher just said, everyone else is gone, but Leon, when they used to grade, they would put like the bar against it, and then you will see what you got right and what was wrong. So the teacher was like, okay, I'm going to erase this. Now go back and answer it again. Man, I was there for about 4 or 5 hours trying to get at least a 70%. And that's when I knew. I was like, man, something's not right. So after I graduated, I took like 2 years off because I doubted myself. And then someone told me, oh, you can apply to the community college. And I was like, for real? And at that time, I didn't know everybody can go to the community.
Anybody.
I didn't know that.
They'll let put Jeffrey Dahmer up in there.
Method Man and Redman was there, and so it was crazy. But I did the college thing there, and then applied and got into Tulsa. I told my mom, I said, "Mom, I'm going to Tulsa." She said, "What's that?" I said, "I don't even know. I'm just leaving St. Louis, and I'm going to a place called Tulsa, and we've been there ever since."
I missed your Method Redman. What's that movie called where they go to Harvard, right?
Yeah, the How High movie.
How High? Yeah. You almost snuck that one by me.
When I was in school, did this. Which could you be for the future? Guy comes and tells you what your aptitude is to do something in the future.
Okay.
And I remember him pulling me in and saying, "Well, you don't have the ability really to go to college, but you really are good with your hands. So look for a career and using your hands."
You're going to see a lot of sunsets.
What's so funny? The funny thing with that is I am terrible with my hands. I would have ruined everything being out working with. I mean, don't give me a hammer or any. I mean, that's just not my skill area.
Yeah.
But so for a long time, I didn't think that I could go to college, and
So you took that as truth. That's what stinks, man. When you're at that young age, because now when you go through just life experience, like that's a no-brainer. Like, what's this dude know? But that's 33-year-old Mark.
Yeah.
If I'm 18-year-old Mark, that can literally dictate part of your life.
Yeah.
Because of that one stupid conversation of some guy telling you that.
Yeah.
Well, our time is, believe it or not, Leon, is almost.
Why do you always do this? We're having so much fun. What do you have to do today?
Pay bills.
Seriously, what does Byron do after this? I know about
raise my shirt up and show people my scars.
Guards!
He's doing it again!
Any white person in the hallway with a phone.
I am. Thank you very much for helping Newview with their fundraiser. And
Let's wait to see how it goes. But yeah.
Okay, well, sorry.
It's going to be impeccable.
It will be impeccable. And you guys will be together. I just hope you guys don't get shut down.
That's the dream.
That would be great if the police arrested you. And then the fundraiser.
Two blind comedians get canceled out of lunch.
The money to get them out to David L. Moss.
Yeah. Lauren gets up at the end. This was a huge mistake, everyone. Please do not retract your donations. We will never, ever get off the path again.
Yeah.
I will tell you, though, Leon, behind your jokes, you have a sincerity and a passion that is really... it's contagious. And so I feel your passion to make a difference, even before your blindness, just working with young people and gang members. And so I heard your story. I wish I could have heard it more, but I have to get rid of the white guy. It'll just be you and I.
All right. Well, for Woody Harrelson, Wesley Snipes, Barack Obama, this has been We
Are
Not
Prepared.